such an asshole.
Oh, sir, my good sir, client, sir, my good client, sir. I appreciate it, man. We got a nice innocent client here. He hasn't learned about the wall he bangs his head against? No, he has not. Are we going to bang his head against the wall? No, he's paying me to bang my head against the wall. Oh, he's awfully quite smart. Yes, he is. Let's go to the request. You're going to see why I'm just too exhausted to give a shit. Hey, Aaron, hope you're doing well from your trip. Yeah, I am now that I'm back. I'd like a video response where you riff on the following topic: women wanting to have kids and motherhood being more difficult. I was talking to a female relative the other day, and she started down the line about how hard motherhood is and how it takes a village because she doesn't want to work. She doesn't want to raise her kids. She just wants free shit. Everyone wants everything on easy mode. You all wonder why America's going to shit because Americans are going to shit. There you go. I was talking, anytime a woman says, or a guy, I mean, it could be, they're going to be bad parents. They just don't want to raise the kid. That's it. You drop your kid off at daycare, like, before they're 5, like, then they go to school at 5, which is daycare. That's what teachers are. All right. But the kid's like oh, I'm dropping them off at daycare. Mommy got to, they don't, they love their kids. I got to say this very precisely. They love their kids, just not more than themselves. Okay. Okay. Laziness is the almost powerful force in the world. It is more power. Do you know how powerful laziness is? It's more powerful than the male sex drive. You know how I know that? Because if men wanted to get laid, they wouldn't be fat. But 70% of them are fat. They love laziness and food more than sex. You think women are going to actually, like, what? Give up their career and work hard and raise their own children and maintain the home? Are you kidding me? That's what Latino maids and school nannies are nannies, not school, nannies. Yeah. So nannies are for to take care of the kids I don't like myself and public school teachers. All right. So it takes a village. No, it takes a mom. It takes a dad too, but we don't need those. Am I right? I then explained that if women had children at, say, age 20, then when their first child was born, the mother would be 20, the grandmother 40, and the great grandmother 60. You're right. You're right. That was called what we called family, but the family is patriarchal, and oh, men might have standards and all. Are you enjoying me banging my head against the wall multiple times? The wall hasn't moved. The wall, in this sense, is also undefeated. It just has a lot of old Cappy's blood on it. Both her elders would be young enough to be capable of providing childcare and helping out with raising the child. Similarly, for any relatives. Yes, but you see, we voted that all away with the welfare state. See, at one time, taxes were low enough. Actually, and we spend a lot less, but I don't want to talk about budgets. You'd be surprised how little people got by on in the 50s. Idyllic as people think that. But you see, when you have the dad and the grandfather and the great grandfather, and they're paying for things, and then, the division of labor, and women work equally too. It just happens to be at the home, not in an office or at a nonprofit center or wherever the hell the DI bullshit make work jobs they have today. And maybe it would be taking care of their kids. Whoa! Super hypersonic read on that one. My God. You'd have 3 generations of men also working, maybe not the great grandfather. Well, wait, 60? Yeah, he'd still be working. Today's technology. Most guys I know 60 are still working. You're right. There'd be 3 incomes. Oh no, they didn't want that. Oh, welfare. That's much better than having, 3 men, 3 fathers financing 3 households. Couldn't, and God Almighty, I'm sure grandma, we're coming, my generation of women, well, my generation to the guys, I guess, they're so not going to have their grandkids. I know a lot of boomer moms don't have grandkids. That's too bad. Should have done a divorce thing. But can you imagine? It's happening now where, there's the Gen X women, they had kids, so they got the baby ready. They're like, okay, and now their kids like, whoa, fuck this shit. Any grandchildren? Any maybe? Nope. Y'all fucked with the system. We had a system, I don't know, but for all of human history, however far back you want to go, we're talking at least 10,000 years. We had a system, and you listen to a bunch of bitter, pissed off, spoiled suburbanite boomer quantahahas, and they said, we got a better idea. We haven't worked and we're just, living off our rich dads and our husband, but we think we got a better idea. And you believed it. You believed it. You literally swapped out your men for a government check and free this, not rights, free childcare, free healthcare, free this, free that. Fine, fine. And don't even get me started about wasting all your youth on what 85% of the time is a worthless degree. But you are right. You're right. If girls had children when they were younger, and they were 20, and then there'd be 40 and 60. You're right. There would be a family. See, we had these things that they called families. And there's hugging, and there's Thanksgiving and Christmas, and then there'd be radio flyer wagons, and there'd be discipline, and there'd be a father, there'd be a patriarch. Oh my God, no! Ah! But I wouldn't be able to suck dicks in nightclubs. No, you wouldn't have. Similarly for any relatives. However, when women wait until they're 30, then when the first child is born, the mother is hypothetically 30, the grandmother's 60, and the great grandmother, 90 or dead. Ensure that they're just too old to be physically capable of helping much. Correct. I mean, 60-year-old gal, she can. I know some gals that are in good shape at 60. I mean, they could. It's a choice. It's a choice like anything else. But yes, your point 100% still stands. This was then met with a bunch of crying. Do you know what crying is? I finally figured out what crying is. Crying is when you are faced with the problem you don't want to solve. And it is a desperate ploy to get anyone around within earshot to fix the problem for you. That's what crying is. I do not tolerate crying anymore. Nope. There's no, you are introducing a reality to someone who is so afraid of work, is so afraid of responsibility, that the crying is like, oh my God, it's a crisis and I need help. And typically men will respond to it like a baby crying. But anytime there's crying, that person usually is a hypocrite. The crying person is a hypocrite because now they're faced with the reality that they have to do a tremendous amount of work to solve said problem. And it's a cry for help, is what it is. I'm fresh out of hell. Get a government program to fix your fucking tire. The Democrats who voted in have union tire fixers. Right, because what are you pointing out? You're pointing out that she's gonna have to put a lot of work in finding a husband early on. She's gonna have to give up on her dreams, which she is gonna have to give up on her dreams. And there's some sincere tragedy, I think, in that, where she's crying over tragedy, where she wanted to go out and do whatever it was that women have been prescribed to do. Go party. I'm not saying sleep around a lot, but have sex with the guys you want. Travel, experience, drugs. Just want to have fun. Okay, fine. Go ahead and get a career. A career is very important. If you look at the priorities, it's career and finances. I understand finances to a certain extent. Like, yeah, everyone's born in the 20s. You gotta get out of it. If only there were some responsible men who could have taken care. Oh, you taxed them all away and told them they were all part of the patriarchy. Oh, and then they shut down. Oh, and now they're playing video games and living off the welfare checks that the girls voted for. Oh, I can't see how this is going to go. Yeah, crypto's how much now? Connecting. The mural of dots I connect. Yeah, that's why she's crying, because she's not gonna have her cake and eat it too. There's gonna be work. She wants to have the kid, and she was kind of hoping that the village, which you pointed out, to a private sector village, like, I don't know, family members helping out with family members. Whoa! And you said, well, yeah, if you'd like that, that was long ago, and now you're gonna have to rely on government, which is why they're voting for, all free daycare, free this, free that. And now You dare to introduce the concept that she might not be able to be MBA, debt laden, zero net worth, negative net worth, debt laden, student loan debt laden, wearing you all you did was take away her Sex in the City, which I don't understand the appeal. Like, I think men kind of got over it within a generation or two. The boomers kind of started the nightclub thing. The Gen Xers lived it. And then the millennials, like, fuck this shit. Like, this is stupid. This is dumb. We kind of figured it out. It was a waste of time. We're waiting for you girls to realize that Sex in the City was a fucking television show. I go find any girl that read an Oprah book, woman back in the day, 30 years ago, that read the fucking shit Oprah was saying and put it implement into her life. You go see how happy they are. God, I'm banging my head against the. I should. This was then met with a bunch of crying. Crying is not reason, empiricism, evidence, or being rational. It is all emotion. It should be ignored. How it's difficult for women. It is not. Look, ladies, if you think this is difficult, you have no idea how much society is bending over backwards for you right now. It is not hard for you girls. You have it way too easy. It's just my opinion. You have it way too easy. And this is why we got TikTok girls crying when they get a 9-to-5 job. You have not been challenged enough, and you have had the skids greased this entire time. That when all of a sudden a truism like, well, if you'd like to have it, you probably should have kids younger. Oh, I can't see now. Hang on. Don't send me emails. I got plenty. Oh, it's difficult for women, and you can't expect them to have things figured out at 20. Well, and here's the paradox. If someone does it, this is why I do. This is why I don't. It's not that I have consulted women, but I don't target. I don't advertise towards women because women don't want my product. My product essentially is constructive criticism because we have been lying to so many people for so long that you don't need encouragement because you're all doing the wrong thing. You were lied to by your parents and the adults in your generation in your life. You're going down the wrong path. I'm saying you're doing the wrong thing. You need to stop and go the other way or do something different. I'm trying to figure. Can't expect things figured out to it. And when in the past, with everybody, whether telling full grown adult men there's a housing bubble or a .com bubble or the Asian currencies are going to have some problems, telling people what they don't want to hear doesn't work. However, if it gets bad enough, men will listen. Women simply won't because too many people have too much of a financial, political, and sexual interest in you girls to keep telling you what you want to hear so you give them what they want, whether that's a vote, money, cheaper labor, or sex. All right. And there are other people, not just women, but you guys know the type where no matter what you tell them, they're just not going to listen. They're not the ones with the problem. You are, because you think they're going to listen. And so, have you ever gotten good luck getting anyone to listen, period? Have you ever gotten a woman to listen to anything she didn't want? I'm being deadly serious about that. I want to know. Now we have women out there that, yeah, I changed my, yeah, you're right. But they're a precious few minority. Look at still what percentage of them major in the dumbest shit. It is horrible for them. It has ruined now 2 full generations of women with their finances. It is in their best interest to stop majoring in dumb shit, yet they keep doing it. Anytime you try to help them out, legitimately help them out, what are you? You're a misogynist, a dream destroyer. She could be 20 or 40 or 15 or 35. They're not going to listen. All right. They're not going to have things figured out by 20. This is why you need fathers. This was you need a father to sit them down and say, sweetheart, here's how it's going to fucking be. And a lot of men should be telling this to their sons as well. This is why I have the course, The Dad You Never Had, because you boys come up to me like, my dad told me this, or he wasn't around. I get this information. I look at him like, your dad told you what? Be yourself, be nice, and be sensitive. Oh, fucking Christ. I am never going to run out of clients. That's what the dads were telling all the boys for the past 2 generations. Oh, man. But at least men will listen. Sometimes it gets desperate enough, they will listen. Girls, I haven't had the same success. I haven't had the same luck. And it's just, I don't have the time. And for you, sir, to get you value, you don't have the time. As long as there's a significant contingent of the population, whether it's institutions, individuals, media, movies, academia is a huge one, Democrats. I'm being serious about that. I'm not just trying to be funny and edgy because I don't like the devil. I'm being serious. They will keep giving women an alternative narrative that is much prettier and rosier, at least on the face of it. It's the classic, you wanna try to get your kid to eat broccoli, but your spouse is saying, "No, you can have ice cream and cake." And the girls are always gonna go for ice cream and cake, even though in the long term, that's very bad for the teeth and their health and everything. You're actually trying to help them. They don't wanna hear it. "Fuck you, dad. I'm gonna eat cake." And yeah, they're not gonna have things figured out at 20. That's why you again, you needed fathers, you need a disciplinarian, you need an empiricist. You need a head of household or a strong-willed mother. Sometimes I've known single moms who've kicked a lot of ass. I'm like, dang, look at your kid. Your kid came out all right. It's not strictly based on gender, but statistically speaking, to save you the time, and I figured this out long ago. You can't sell women the truth. You can't because the lies are just too tasty. They're too addictive. Hell, heroin's less addictive than the lies. And she has every excuse lined up that she's gonna cry. So she's gonna cry. It's unfair, patriot. They got all the scripted answers. You know what you do? You walk away. This is where vengeance is mine, saith the Lord, or saith the world. Yeah, okay, see you, bye. I mean, never have this conversation with her again. She's gonna, whether you talk to her or not, she's gonna go do her thing that she's been programmed to do. She's going to do the exact same mistake the past 2 generations of women, as an average, as a whole, have done. Going to major in dumb shit, going to do the party thing, go to career, all that other stuff. None of these things are necessarily bad on their own, but it will come at the expense of her having a family and having a community and a family to take care of the kid when she, whatever, gets sick, gets pregnant with another kid, has to go in. Grandma, it's going to, no. The nuclear family is gone. It will come back when women's true love interest, the government, goes away and there's no welfare and there's no schools to go to kids. When we're at a true no shit economic collapse. Oh, don't worry. The nuclear family will come back. But until that time, no. And did it ever occur to you that maybe this is what they want? Like your old man would find you smoking a cigarette, he'd make you smoke the whole pack, or the dad would make you find you drinking and like, yeah, have another drink and make you get sick. Let him have it. You just go do your thing, girls. Just go do your thing. And here's another thing. It's not your responsibility. No one is your responsibility. No one. The poor are not my responsibility. The homeless is not my responsibility. The elderly is not my responsibility. And women's love lives or the difficulty of being mothers, that's not my responsibility. I'm my responsibility. That's it. I take care of myself and I live in the real world and make choices in the real world. So I have the most effect because they're effective because they're based in the real world. And just to save you some pain and headache, whether you're trying to tell a bunch of fat, dumbass, middle aged banking baby boomers that there's a housing crash coming, or you're trying to tell Bipsy, the 23-year-old wonder girl, that, yeah, your degree in sociology is pretty bad. Maybe you ought to think about shacking up with a quality man. There's that 30-year-old who, is an established CPA. If you want to have kids, that'd be the guy. Oh, he's 30. Gross. Fuck, go do it. Do it. I don't care. Be 50 and homeless. I don't give a shit. Raise your fucking chickens. Start your bauble shop. Do whatever it is you got to do to avoid responsibility or working hard or having any kind of success in the real world by making decisions based in the real world. Just keep kicking that can down the road and you tell me how that works out. And you don't look back. And or rather I say you disassociate. You don't care. I know a lot of people that I still am close to. People like at a level care about, but no, they made the wrong decision. I could separate that. But oh, is that how your life is going? Very shittily. Oh, that's too bad. Gas, Scooby Doo mystery. Don't know how. Must all be luck. Yep, it's Ronald Reagan. It's the Republicans in the Senate. It's global warming. It's anything but you. And a bunch of other stuff I don't remember as I kind of zoned out. Good for you. Once they start crying, I get pissed. But yeah, zone out because it's the you're that's the there you go. And don't bring it up again. You're not gonna change your mind. But I realized through this conversation that the girls apparently don't think about this. Yeah, there's a I will say that they are conditioned not to think about it. There are no real fathers in the world anymore. Again, the dad you never had. If you're having trouble finding a guy, I have a course called The Dad You Never Had. It's co-ed. It's what your dad should have told you if you wanted to marry a guy and be happy. Oh man, I don't need no man. Yeah, look, I heard that from a bunch of pissed off, almost dead baby boomer spinsters. Look at how happy those pissed off women are. um, yeah, and they've been conditioned not to think. They've been conditioned to think opposite of that. Career, Democrat, socialist politics, environmental and feminism. Your vagina is the most important thing about you in your life, not your career, not love, not children, not spending time on. And it's so funny how it starts to crack and show where they can't keep the facade up for long. I just want to be a stay-at-home mom. Well, you should have been a slut for your first 15 years of puberty, huh? Just me. Just one. I wonder only because he's a good man. He's the quintessential good man. He's the guy that every parent wishes their daughter would marry. I wonder how many girls shot down Chad Elkins. Because Chad, as a man, you look at him like, wow, he's responsible, he's hardworking, he's a good man. Um, he has good finances. He's a stable man, and he's in good shape. But he's what is Chad? 5'3", 5'2"? He's pretty short. Oh, he's an accountant. He's about how many girls passed up on him? How many? They went out with Atham and said, "Ooh, the swarthy Latino. Oh, bad Atham. Oh my goodness, he's got that look." Oh, muy mal Atham. I was hoping the conversation could at least do some good for your one female audience member. The small women who tune in, percentage of women that tune into the show if you're tuning into the show, they are already very intelligent. I don't know if they're I'm going to say they skew intelligent, but they're definitely independent minded. They're definitely empirical and they listen. I don't know how much they have to listen all the time. They probably know, they probably have found a guy. I have a handful of gals that I know are happily married. They are traditional. Look at Rachel Wilson, Rachel Andrew Wilson. There's other people out there. They're out there, Uh, but we're talking 1% of the population. One, a female population. And I don't know, the past 20 years has just been men yelling at girl like, "You're doing it the wrong." It's like planes, trains, and automobiles. "You're going the wrong way." And the girls are like John Candy. "Whoa, you're gonna kill somebody." And then just, then they go through the trucks and yeah. All right. I might go for a walk. I thought I sprained my foot. Link below. What do I got linked below? I don't know why I got linked below. I guess there's that course, The Dad You Never Had, that's available on Teachable. You can search that, take it if you need it. Both men and women, if you didn't have a father growing up, or your mom just told you the bullshit, your dad told you the bullshit. Oh, the world's end. If your parents ever said the world's ending because of global warming, you probably want to take this course. Not that I don't believe in global warming. I'm just saying they said, "Oh my God, the sky is falling. We're all going to die." To my question, but then why did you have kids? Tech it for pennies, $5. Factor in taxes and childcare. Most women effectively work for free or minimum wage. If they're lucky, instead of being a mom, what else needs to be said? That is slightly off. Tech it for pennies. I did write this in The hell was it? I don't think it was the Book of Numbers. Maybe it was. No, it was How Not to Become a Millennial. Uh, the data is a little. There are two studies done, so you get a range. But the two studies show between 30 and 50% of women, if they just didn't work and stayed at home and took care of their kids, right? So they have kids, they need childcare. And I forgot if it was like 2.5 kids or what. But between 30 and 50% of women who are working now that have kids are losing money. They would have more net income if they just stayed home and took care of their kids. A third to half. A third. And you could tell them this data. Guess what? You watch the moment of truth. Hey, you make more money staying at home just raising your own kids. You watch if they choose their career or their children. Tells you everything you need to know. When all of a sudden there's no financial incentive, like you are literally losing money if you just stayed at home and take your kids. How many of them would actually, oh, okay, well, I better go take care of my kid. That's great. Oh my God, I'm liberated. How many of them keep, I guarantee someone would keep on working. Guarantee you. Ukono, $2. Where are you traveling to next? Nowhere. I'm sitting on my fucking ass. I'm staying here in the United States. I probably will go to Japan and Thailand next, but that won't be until at least fall, if not spring of next year. Um, this was my last big project. I got to meet with a lawyer to set up living will and shit like that. But all my projects will be done. And then I'm just going to enjoy. I love Vegas. I love South Dakota. I'm just going to enjoy. Ride my motorcycle, hike, do the thing, but just more of it. Might even go for a hike after this. My sprained foot doesn't hurt too much. Dr. Paradox, $5. Yes, I've been successful speaking with a woman who actually listens and makes conscious changes accordingly. Shred Chinese, I keep preaching. Yeah, there's a cultural. You're right. There is a cultural thing. I do remember I did date a lot of Asian gals. A lot of Asian Wisconsin gals in college because I worked at the computer science building. So I met a lot of Asian gals. And they were very computer science majors. Surprise! Very practical. Again, there's merit to going overseas. It's not an end-all solution, but there's merit. Dion Sardines, $5. Fresh and Fit said females have life on easy mode. I agree. Easy mode. I agree. Plus extra lives as well. I don't know if they got extra lives. They have it on easy mode until they lose their looks, and then it gets wicked. Then they don't know why shit is all of a sudden getting harder. Drew, $5. I've bought 6 years and 4 months in pension years since your email consult. I got 1.9 years left to buy, and I'm getting after it. Thanks. Good for you, Drew. You should have like a little party or something. Bought 6 years and 4 months in pension years. But my consult, so what, about another year left and you're done? You don't have to send another super chat, but it's coming up quick, right? I mean, it's within a year or so you're going to have your pension. Outstanding. All right, there you go. Link below. I think a world without men. Also the Book of Numbers. And if you guys look, if you girls want to find a guy, go take my course, The Dad You Never Had. You don't have to listen to the entire thing. It would help you because you've been lied to about everything else. But the dating one, that's about the only product I have for you girls if you want to have a family and fall in love and be a mom. Not get married and have kids. Do you want to be a wife and a mom? Fall in love with your husband and love your children. Do you want that, or do you just want the thing? If you want the thing, don't take my course. Just go get laid, get some schmuck to put a finger on your ring, a ring on your finger, divorce him 5 years later, and then you got those check marks off. That's it. See you guys later, Toodles.